welcome to the next video in this little series where I take arguments from climate change skeptics, break it down, look at the evidence that they're sourcing, and try to explain whether or not that evidence is something you should take comfort and solace in or not. So the question today has to do with the fact that the climate has changed before and why we should care about taking any action today when it seems to be a natural process in the past. It's a great question. The truth of the matter is there is no disputing the fact that climate change can be a very natural process. Our planet has experienced very, very significant climate change events throughout history. Even in the early Cretaceous period, I know that it was warmer than today. Life was thriving even in Antarctica, where you didn't just have penguins, you had dinosaurs. So why worry? It's a fair question. So the first thing that's important to clarify about climate change here is that concern about climate change has to do with the rate of change. It's how fast the climate is changing. Humans, animals can adapt so long as it happens over thousands of years, but over the course of decades, like we're experiencing now, the overwhelming evidence is that it's going to result in an extinction. If you want proof of this, you can look at the Jurassic, Mid-Cambrian, or the Permian era. As the Permian era kind of closed, that was associated with a rapid change in climate and extinction of 90% of the population on the planet, all species. So that's serious. Second, climate change in the past had to do with a lot of the exact same processes that are driving climate change today. It's the chemistry that has to do with greenhouse gases. In the past, volcanoes emitted a lot of methane, which was a greenhouse gas that drove a lot of changes. Today, it's humans that are emitting a lot of methane and carbon dioxide, also another greenhouse gas, through the combustion of fossil fuels. Let's open a quick slide here. This is a great study. This was published by Dr. Shakun, I think, in 2012. But what makes this study unique is that it shows a correlation. So here, this red line is temperature from ice samples dating back about 22,000 years, and the correlation of concentrations in carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas. What makes the study super unique is that it wasn't only ice samples in Antarctica, he also used proxies in Greenland, in the Arctic, as well as some geological formations to ensure that this correlation he was finding wasn't just reduced to one source. And lastly, to infer that humans can't be behind climate change because it happened before in the past as a result of natural processes is bad reasoning. It's just not good logic. Think of cigarettes. You can say, well, you know that cigarettes can cause cancer, therefore the only thing that causes cancer is cigarettes. That's like a climate change skeptic saying, well, we know volcanoes in the past have caused climate change, therefore it's only volcanoes. That's simply not the truth. Be volcanoes, it could be melting permafrost, it could be reduced albedo, and it can be the combustion of fossil fuels. So just to assume because something happened for natural reasons in the past, it has to be natural reasons that drive it today is poor logic. So these are my reasons for kind of coming back against this argument, and I think the gamble of not taking action on climate change, especially when it's happening at the pace that it is right now, I think that's too risky a gamble for me to play. Anyways, I hope you liked this video. Just gonna click off that, it's a little annoying. And my organization, again, putting on some university courses in renewable energy management, corporate social responsibility, blockchain. We're partnering with a number of really large universities in Canada and south of the border in 2020. So if you're curious, reach out to me and I would love to help kind of steer you towards them. Anyways, thank you. Bye.